Hi, welcome back to Austin Real Estate Channel. My name is Dave Snowberger. I'm with LPT Realty. Today, I am doing a little research in Georgetown, Texas. Georgetown, Texas was recently named one of the best places to live in the U.S. I believe it was actually #1 on the list. Not really familiar with who wrote the list. However, I believe two little cities that I work just outside of Austin, were Georgetown and Leander. Both made that list. And the third one on there actually was Kyle, which is just about 45 minutes to an hour down the road. So I want to hop in here. The request was for a house that was under 500,000, 3+ bedrooms. They'd like a backyard. They would like certain things like that. They didn't necessarily care if it was 1 story or 2 story. They needed at least 2 bathrooms. 2.5 would be nice. 3 is kind of unheard of at this price point. And typically in this price point is going to be a certain square footage, more than likely somewhere between a couple hundred up and a couple hundred down from 2,400 square feet. So I'm going to dig into it real quick. As you can see, if you're watching this, more than likely you've searched real estate on Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com or some other sort of app. Our MLS, all of our data feeds those websites like Zillow and Trulia and Realtor. So all the data comes from here. So we have a little bit more comprehensive of a search. And so I'm able to narrow it down to be really kind of hyper-focused and very macro on what the actual buyer's looking for, instead of sending over 100 properties like the result you would find on Zillow or something. When they give you so many properties in the next hour, you're sitting there kind of weeding through it. Next thing you know, you're just cross-eyed from looking at all this information, and then it all becomes very forgetful and frustrating. And so this is the reason why typically an agent, a real estate agent's involved, is because we can know how to really kind of search it and pull out the low-hanging fruit that most people are looking for. And we have a better understanding of the real estate search in the market, what's available out there. So they're not opposed to new construction. However, at that price point, there's not a lot of inventory available. So we're going to look at both resales and new construction. So I'll go ahead and jump in here real quick. So as you can see up here in my left-hand corner, it says active, that pink box. It doesn't give you my cursor, or does it? No, it doesn't. When I share the screen, it doesn't do that. So you just kind of have to see the results with me and kind of follow along. But I'm going to go 500,000 and under right there. And so then I'll break it down from 500,000 down to 400,000, 300,000. Once you get into 200,000, that's going to be more of condominiums or townhomes, and maybe not really kind of the area they're looking for. And then there's nothing that exists under really kind of $200,000, especially under 100,000 in a Georgetown area. So I'm going to go ahead and put Georgetown in here. Typically, I search in Georgetown. I-35 splits the city in half, from Georgetown west of the highway and Georgetown east of the highway. So when we do a search, we consider it, or we ask questions to other realtors or see an address. We want to know if it's on the west side or the east side, typically. And so the east side has more of the downtown. There's an old town down there. There's lots of historic homes and shopping. There are some new neighborhoods popping up out there. So at this price point, we might be able to find them something. But typically on the west side of Georgetown is where we find most of the homes that would work for this type of search that I'm doing today. Let me see here. So I know they wanted 3+ bedrooms, so I'm going to put 3+ right there. So the plus or the minus basically lets you know you can either have 3 bedrooms, or 3+ means obviously more than 3, and then 3 minus sign equals, or is telling me that I want to search for properties that maybe have 2 bedrooms or even 1 bedroom, which would be a condo, which we're not looking for. Primary bed on the main floor. I'm going to leave that search out for a minute, but total bass, I'll just do 2+ once again. And then, so that took me down to 366 matches. That seems kind of a lot, but there's also one little caveat in here that Georgetown has a few different 55 and up neighborhoods. So I'm going to take the biggest one out of the mix real quick. I know the other ones by their name, so I can eliminate those once I see them. But I'm just going to go ahead and put in this. And so Sun City is a 55 and up neighborhood. My family, the folks that contacted us looking for a property in this area are not, they don't qualify. They're not 55 and up. And they have a couple small kids, which are prohibited in that neighborhood. So let's continue to dig here. Schools, you're either going to get Georgetown's funny. There's the San Gabriel River that rips through it. So if you're on the south side of the river, you go to one school, and if you're on the north side of the river, you go to Georgetown High School. The other one's Eastview on this side. It took me a second to remember it, but that's the high school wise. And then some of the same goofiness of the lines when it comes to the elementaries and the junior highs also. However, the biggest one, the biggest complaint is Eastview being so far out east of Georgetown that it could be a deterrent from some people purchasing properties that have high school kids that might have just started driving. They just don't feel safe sometimes doing that. So I took that out. So that's 335 properties right here. Another one that eliminates a lot of the 55 and up properties. If you didn't know, like 55 and up property in the neighborhoods, a lot of those homes are 2 bedrooms and up. So they'll have 2 bedrooms and an office. It's a very common floor plan in Sun City. So if I do the 3+, usually it eliminates a ton of the ones in Sun City, the 55 and ups anyway. So for giggles, I'm just going to put levels 1 in here real quick. That's going to drop it down to 210 homes available. And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to put single family residences. And then it still says I'm at 203 properties. So now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to drop it by square footage. So I'm going to do 2,400 real quick plus. We have 4 matches right now. So it's behind my face. You can't really see it. If I scroll up, maybe you can see it. Where'd it go? Huh. Oh, there it is right there. So you can see that 4 matches right there. Isn't that crazy? So I want to look at what they are. So the result, so we've got Tallwood, 170 days on the market. I would say that 2785 square foot. So 161 is the cheapest by square footage for sure. And one of the biggest ones too, 2785. I want to take a look at it. Okay, I know this property. I pass this property every day, twice a day. I saw it has been for sale for quite some time. It's right across the street from a school, from a junior high. However, it's on one of the busiest streets there is in Georgetown. So there's only about 4 east-west thoroughfares going through, and this is probably the second busiest one. So that would be more than likely ruled out by this family since they have young kids. So we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next one. I'm going to see what the next one is. So Sierra Vista, not quite sure where that is. Looks like a nice enough house. Sierra Vista, I've never really heard of Sierra Vista. So then we'll go to Wolf Ranch Elementary. Okay, this is a big maybe. And then we've got, go back over here. Enchanted Rock, Heritage Oaks, that's another 55 and up neighborhood. So immediately we're going to eliminate that one. And then 6614 Jim Hogg. Let me see here. So I owned a home on Jim Hogg. I did a flip house, and I bought a house over there years ago on Jim Hogg. That's we call those tubs Widowmakers for obvious reasons. But not a bad property. Looks like it had a decent yard, carport. More than likely not really what they're looking for. I know Jim Hogg also. They might like that. So I just want to eliminate there's less inventory typically when it comes to the 1 stories. So I really kind of want to just eliminate what's out there. And I pretty much eliminated all those. One might be of a mention in there, but I'm just going to remove that. Now just put the 2 stories in. Now we're up to 61 searches. One thing I'm going to do, or 61 matches, what I'm going to do now is the year built right there. So I'm going to take out any 2023 brand new inventory. So now we're down to 23 homes. Now see, the difference here is a lot of this is I can get really kind of granular with my search and go really macro and drill down on what we need. And so now we're down to 23 properties. And then if I need a garage, I'll just make sure it has two plus garages. So we're still good there. The half baths were good. We're at single family residence. So I'm going to look through some of these real quick. And you can join me on that. Let me see here. Okay. 350, not bad. Back on market. BOM means back on market. So it's with Orchard Brokerage. Let's see here. So we found some. So now I want to get even a little bit more drilled down here. I'm going to go back to the criteria of this. And since there's 23, I'm going to go ahead and go to 400 to 500,000 is I'm going to make the search. So 19. So we only eliminated 4 homes there, which is kind of scary, huh? All right. And so now I'm going to do one more. They would prefer to have the primary bedroom on the first floor. So now we're down to 11 searches. So what I'll do now is really kind of put this into an email and say, hey, look, this is what I found you right now. And I'll run through each one of them real quick. Like that's a pretty house, Georgetown, Maple Creek. So that's on the east side, Santa Ana. So now let's go back real quick before I send this out, because I know where they want to be. They want to be more on the west side, but I was worried about how much inventory would be over there. So let me get over here, and I can do area, and I can go GTW. That's the MLS code, and we're down to 6 properties. Now, 6 is a great start if we're going to preview properties, because I can say anything after 6 properties, you start getting a little confused about everything that you see. So by the time you see the first house and say you have 10 just on the schedule that day or over the weekend, by the time you see the 10th house, you've kind of forgotten everything about the first 9 homes. Truthfully, I just recently had a buyer that we saw in the upwards over a month, probably 20 properties, because we did about 5 at a time, because he kept seeing new inventory pop on the market. And so I've done multiple purchases with this person. He's an investor also. And so by the end of all of it, he got really discouraged and confused and just decided to hold off, and he wasn't going to buy right now. So I always try to let people know that, we'll show you really kind of anything that you want to see. However, the threshold, I think these days is anywhere from 3 to 6 properties to start there. And this is a little bit different from you just going to Zillow and filling things out and then seeing property after property after property, is that we drilled this down to really everything that you want. I didn't put in things like granite countertops, and you want no carpet throughout the main areas, and you want natural light and things like that. So I just have to observe that off the photos. I can look for in the MLS descriptions, as you see here behind my head here, is you can a lot of times get the generic description of. However, knowing the inventory and seeing a lot of these homes that they're newly built, they're going to have things like no carpet in the main rooms. They're going to have the hard surface countertops, the corians and the granites, the marbles, and they're going to have updated backsplashes, and a lot of them are going to have open floor plans that people are looking for these days, and they're going to have a fenced yard. I mean, typically all the houses in Texas have fenced yards. There's a certain few different neighborhoods here and there that don't. However, typically, that's the exception, not the rule. You can see this house behind me. It's pretty. I'll make the pictures a little bit bigger. And so it's got some sort of that looks like ceramic wood style title. It's very open. You can tell it's got the natural light in it that they're looking for. Look at this backyard. You can start your own football league back here. So they got a trampoline way out in the corner back there. Pretty nice. Looks like there's new carpet in the bedrooms. The bedrooms typically don't matter. Nice shower, hard surface, with tiled walls, not one of those fake plastic inserts, which is nice. Look at the laundry room. I mean, it's big and lot of space up there. Looks like nice closet inside of here. So this is a good match. You got the bench and the with the natural light coming through the shower right there. Yeah, this one would definitely work. This is really kind of when they built that mental picture for me. That's really kind of what I'm seeing in my head. 2.75 assumable rate VA loan. That's nice. They could assume this house at 2.75%. That's pretty darn nice. New reduced price of 485. Let's see what it looks like. It's in Morningstar, which is at the corner of 29 West and Ronald Reagan out there. It's a big neighborhood. Nice little photography there. I like that wall. Let me make that a little bit bigger for you. We got wall. That's nice. I can't tell if that's wallpaper or probably wallpaper. Beautiful bathroom. Look at that. I would ask for that wood to convey. It's kind of cool. Nice little accent wall. Okay, so this one works as well. Let's see here. We got Westridge. Not familiar right off the top of my head. Yes, I am actually. I actually know this house. Yeah, 82 days. I've seen this house twice, I believe. Motivated seller, FHA assumable, 3.65. That's a great assumable rate. I think some people are really missing out there if they don't jump on these assumables. Yeah, that's fantastic. What else here? We got 102 North Prairie. That was it. Sound familiar? I'm going to go back up here since I didn't really look at this one. Did we look at this one? Got the office. Nice open space once again. Blue accent wall. Stage is really nice. I got some really colorful fruit in these things, huh? Yeah, so it's staged really nice. Looks like some open floor plan, lots of natural light once again. Kind of sound like a broken record, but those are the things that I'm looking for. That's what this particular customer's asked for, so that's what we're going to find them. Nice backyard. Looks like you get a little view here. Not a big fan of this, however, it's not my decision. Hopefully they're cool. If not, I would drop one of those blinds right here to knock them out of the way, out of sight, out of mind. And then, yeah, but nice sized backyard. I know they have a couple pets, so they're worried about the backyard. Nice pool. So this is Rancho Siena. Yeah. So Rancho Siena is a great neighborhood. Tons of amenities. It's a big neighborhood. They do a lot of really cool stuff, like around the holidays. Anything. Like I was just drove through the other day, and it's right around Diwali time. So we're sitting about November 2023 right now. It was Diwali, and there was a lot of stuff going on right when the sun went down, a lot of colorful lights and everything else. And then I know that they do a lot of Halloween stuff over there, and then a big Christmas thing that goes on. And then they do some movies at the pool and things like that. So Rancho Siena is a really cool neighborhood. I've always liked it. Villages at Berry Creek. That's kind of on the more northern side of Georgetown. It looks like a very big house. The peach brick, see, it's a little bit dated with the floors. Might not work for them as much because they're not looking really to do any work. I would want to bring this up to date a little bit. However, it's a beautiful house. And there's a ton of potential with it. And at 439 down from 475, it looks like someone's going to get a hell of a deal. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Let's see here. And then do we see everything? So Peace Pipe Way. How about that for a street name? Oh, look at that view. Woo! That's kind of cool. One story. Was that a two-story? It's sitting in the two-story stuff. Yeah, it looks like it's two-story, actually. I like the 5-panel door right there. Oh, yeah, this is cool. This would definitely work. That's pretty. I like it all all white like that. It's really open, really nice. I like the stairwell with the openness. But once again, it doesn't matter what I like. But then again, I'm kind of seeing the property through the buyer's eyes right now. So this works. So what I'm going to do is, typically what I do is I do this, and then I just email it right off the bat. And so I'll save you all the details here of who I'm going to send this to. But if you need any help or any information on really kind of finding the perfect property for you in and around the Georgetown or Austin area, I can certainly help. You can reach out to me through the direct message, or my number is 512-920-DAVE. So, and then my website is GoodLifeRealtyGroup.com, GoodLifeRealtyGroup.com. You can go over there and search and get a hold of me through that anytime. But what I'm going to do is go ahead and fire this search off. You saw kind of the inventory out there, how we break it down. Until next time, like I said, Dave Snowberger with LPT Realty, Good Life Realty Group. If you need anything, just let me know. I hope this has been informative to you. I know it's always kind of a mystery how we come up and narrow down searches. And sometimes people are like, "Oh, you missed these 3 homes." It's like, "Oh, I didn't miss them. I eliminated them," because when you described exactly what you wanted, this is what you told me you wanted. This is what I found for you. And so if we want to add those 3 to the list, we can certainly do so. However, these 6 are where we're going to have a starting point, and so we're going to go from there. I'm not sure if I'll provide any updates if we put anything under contract over the next few days, but we're certainly going to go look at all these and wish me luck and wish these buyers luck. It's a little bit rougher out there these days with that high interest rate. However, once that starts ticking down, demand and prices are going to go back up. So it's kind of, you got to pick the lesser of the 2 evils. You know, do you want the higher payment with putting you in a position to refinance in the next year or 2, or coming out of pocket for a house with another 10% added on the top of this over the next 1 to 2 years. So that's your decision. However, I can help walk you through it. So once again, thanks for joining me.